temporarily. They don't want nothing serious with me, all this other stuff. And I think what we have to do as women is look at ourselves and examine ourselves and see what we're doing that is giving off that. Because a lot of the times as women, I don't think there's anything wrong with being like strong-headed, independent. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, faithjourney. I am here just to talk. Like, one thing about me is like, I want to talk about things that naturally come from my heart. Because you know how sometimes we just plan things like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this, I'm gonna talk about that, and this day I'm gonna talk about this. But this conversation, I want it to be purely from my heart. So I just decided to put my camera on and record for the girlies, okay? I would say what's been on my heart to talk about is filling a void. Like, I know as women, we struggle a lot. Like, men struggle, of course. Like, we all, men and women both struggle, but we struggle in our different ways. Like, men have their own struggles, we have our own struggles. As women, it seems as if like there's this like void that always needs to be filled, and most of the time we look in the wrong places to fill those voids instead of going to God himself, because he is the only one that can fill those voids. It could be things like from the past, it could be like trauma, it could be mommy and daddy issues, it could be, God forbid, you know, like, I don't like to speak things or whatever, I don't know everyone's situation, but it could be something that happened to you in the past, like sexually or like domestically, like abuse, whatever it is. Like, only you know your story, only God knows your story. But when we get older into our adulthood, we carry those things into our adulthood, which is why sometimes we turn out the way we are, if that makes sense. So like, for example, like, there's this need for like, and this is a transparent channel. Like, I don't judge, like, at all. We've all been through a lot. We've all had our own struggles. We've all are learning, and day by day, we're getting better by the grace of God. But one thing I would say, it's a, how do I say it? It's like this I always say this word wrong. Promiscuous, promiscuous, am I saying it wrong? Promiscuous women. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So a woman who is very like sexual, who is like, who always have to present themselves in like a sexual way, or like maybe they're trying to get attention, or they're looking for that validation from people, and like they have to present themselves in a way that comes out like very like, ooh, like, let me bring some attention because this is the only way that I'm gonna be loved. This is the only way that people are gonna actually notice me, right? So promiscuous. I think that's the word, promiscuous women. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, yeah, it's like, if us as women, if we don't shut those doors, or if we don't get the healing that we need, or if we don't go to God to get the healing, then you're gonna keep creating these cycles, and it's going to be, the results of those cycles will be, one, you may end up getting the same type of guys like trying to talk to you, but not guys who are intentional about you, guys who just want a good time, guys who are not looking for a future with you. They do not see you as a wife, they see you as just a moment. And then this is how situationships happen. This is how all these things happen, because of that deep-rooted seed of that. So I'm sharing this to say, like, a lot of times women, they're just like, oh my God, like, when is it my turn? I'm looking for a relationship. But all these men, they're just like, oh, they always just come to me temporarily. They don't want nothing serious with me, all this other stuff. And I think what we have to do as women is look at ourselves and examine ourselves and see what we're doing that is giving off that. Because a lot of the times as women, I don't think there's anything wrong with being like strong-headed, independent, like, oh, like, you know, this is how I present myself, and it doesn't necessarily mean I'm this way or I'm that way. This is just who I am, and people have to accept who I am. No, sis. Basically, it's like, it's not even that. It's more so of, just like if you say, I'm trying to think of an example. Say if you're looking for a boyfriend, right? And say if you're on a dating app and you go on a date with one of these guys or whatever, and you find out, like, as you guys are talking on a date and getting to know each other, there are some things about him that you're starting to notice that gives off something, like gives off something negative, maybe gives off as if he's abusive, gives off as he's a player, gives off as like just someone who is like, I don't know, full of himself or selfish or has anger problems. Like we are like, it's not about judging a book by its cover, but how we present ourselves as people is so important, because that is what people look at. That's like the first thing that people look at before they even get to know the real you. Because if you're presenting yourself, the way you present yourself on the outside reveals who you are on the inside. And I don't think people realize that. So this whole don't judge a book by its cover, yes, I do agree. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but you do have to realize sometimes the signs or sometimes the way a person is, it could really like tell you about that person. So I'm saying all this to say, like, we have to heal. We have to like kind of examine and see in our mind, what is causing me to feel sexual or to feel like I have to present myself in a way? What is in my heart? Like where does this stem from? Why do I feel like I need to give up all this attention? You know what I mean? Why do I feel like I have to do all this? Or why do I need validation? What is it in me that I need to fix? You know what I mean? Or what is it in me that I need to go for healing or go to God for? Like, and I think we have to really examine ourselves from the inside and look at those things, because those things don't just stem out of nowhere. Like, it don't just like appear, or like, you know, there's a reason why your thought process is the way it is. Like, there's a reason why you do things. There's a reason. There's always something behind the picture that no one knows. You may even know, but you don't want to acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Like, we all have to go through that process of acknowledging, where did this stem from? Why am I presenting myself in this way? Why do I feel like I need this type of attention? What is it? Why do I feel like I have to show my boobs or show my butt or show like, I don't know, just show something? What is it that is making me feel that? Is it because, oh, like, you know, I will get less attention or less views if I don't? Is it, oh, like, I don't feel love, I don't get enough compliments, so I need to do or go the extra mile to get that? I want you, sis, like, to really think about that and try to pray about it and be humble and open your heart to see where is that stemming from. And once you find what it is, give it to God, sis. Like, give it to God. And really, like, things don't happen overnight, right? You take it one day at a time, but the first thing that you have to do is acknowledge that there is something there. And then once you acknowledge that, then you can kind of, you know, go through the process of healing and trying to get rid of stuff. Like, I had to like delete pictures off my social media, certain videos, a lot of things, because I'm in the process of letting go of the old and like welcoming the new. And that only happened when I became closer to God. Like that's when those things started to happen. Like, because once you see yourself in his eyes, in his view, you begin to realize that you're so much valuable than anything else. Like, you know what I mean? So your validation doesn't come from people, it comes from God. He already like validated you as a person, as a woman. So I just felt that in my heart to share, like, allow God to strip day by day those things that's causing this like need for attention, this need for like, I don't know, this need to be seen or feel, or like this need to like need validation or whatever from people. And yeah, just pray about it. This is all I wanted to share on this video, because like I said, this wasn't a planned video. It was just something like in my heart to share. I know that I don't know who needs to hear it, like, but I know there's gonna be one person that needs to hear this, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna be obedient in that and like share that. But just know that you are loved, God loves you, and you don't have to be like everyone else. Like, just because you see other people doing something, that doesn't mean you have to do it. You know what I mean? Most of the time, people who are like that, who are exposing themselves in that way, is because they don't love themselves inside and like internally. Like they don't really love themselves, so they have to present themselves in a way where they're constantly getting attention, where they're constantly getting comments, maybe like from men, because maybe they never had that. Maybe they never was told that they were pretty, or maybe they just need that feeling. Because if you think about it, if you post something on social media, right? Notice how if you post something, if you're half naked, your booty all out or whatever, boobs are out or whatever, you get more views, you get more likes, you get more comments. But when you don't do that, you get less views, you get less comments. You know what I mean? So a lot of the times people are just looking for love. They're looking for some type of attention. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to say, sis. I love you all, and I thank you guys for tuning in and subscribing to my channel. And yeah, there's so much more to come, so I'm looking forward to just presenting more videos that come from my heart. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye. Thanks for watching.